Welcome everyone to this thrilling Division 1 pole vault competition at the European Athletics Team Championships 2023. We have already posted the Division 2 competition. You will find the link in the video description. Let's meet the athletes. Sam will do the introductions today.
If you need an introduction to her, it means you haven't been watching this channel. She is the reigning European champion, both indoor and outdoor, Wilma Murto of Finland. Aikterini, or Katerina Stefanidi, one of the stalwarts of the sport, and the champion here in 2019. I'm not sure what it is, but her outdoor season so far has been very ordinary. Struggling to find form, she is definitely not at her 100% right now. Roberta Bruni. She is the defending champion here. The winner from 2021 created a new indoor national record earlier this year. Watch out for her. She is in great form. Margot chevrier achieved a new personal best of 4.71 at the recent Paris Diamond League. With her talent and current form, the French would be one of the favorites to finish in the top 3 today. Amalie Svabikova, the European indoor bronze medalist from Istanbul, achieved her outdoor personal best and season best of 4.61 earlier this year in March. The Czech star has a knack for delivering her best in the big championships. Angelica Moser, another big name of the sport. The Swiss star has displayed good form so far this season. She would definitely want to do well today after some very ordinary performances in the last few championships. Lene onsrud retzius. Pardon me if I didn't say her name right. The Norwegian champion has a season best of 4.51. She would need to do a lot better than that if she wants to do well here. Michaela meijer. She has a personal best of 4.83, better than most of the other athletes here. But sadly, her results in recent times have not reflected her potential. Maybe the Swede can change that today.
Can't wait to see these fantastic women in action. And before we begin, don't forget you are watching Portal Sports. Please consider subscribing to the channel, sharing and liking the video, as well as sharing your thoughts in the comments. The opening height is 4.10 meters as the athletes get ready for the showdown. Meijer will kick off the proceedings. No trouble there at all for the Swede.
I spoke of how Meijer has not done as well as everyone expected her to. So, silver medalist at the World Youth Championships in 2009, and then silver medalist again at the European Under-23 Championships in 2015. But not much after that on her resume in terms of finishing in the top 4 of a major championship. Sure, she continues to dominate the sport in her country, but she is far more capable and has the potential to perform better in major championships as she showed us early on in her career.
Immediately the bar goes up to 4.25 meters. Meijer was the only athlete to attempt 4.10 meters. Murto to be the first one to attempt 4.25 meters.
Finished 4th at the recent Paris Diamond League, compared to finishing last in her season opener at Doha. She is slowly building up her form for the World Championships in Budapest.
But before that, she has a task at hand here.
That's not the start she wanted.
She's just warming up. I wouldn't look too much into it. Her coach looking at the replay. So how exactly does this help the athlete? Can you explain this to our viewers?
They have software that analyzes the motion of the athlete against stored sets of data, which helps the coach in correcting the athletes with whatever they may be doing wrong. This is why they are constantly recording and looking at replays, to provide the athlete instant feedback on what needs to be corrected. This is the most non-technical explanation I can give.
Bruni was the winner here in 2021. Her vault of 4.45 meters, the best across all divisions. But there were only 8 countries competing at that time, unlike the 16 countries now.
Pretty much all the countries represented by the other athletes here were not participating in the championship in 2021.
But that doesn't make it a lesser achievement, as Bruni clears 4.25 easily. Svabikova with her first attempt at 4.25. No issues there for the Czech star. Svabikova, a world under-20 champion, a European under-23 champion, and European indoor bronze medalist, she is climbing up the ladder quickly.
She definitely has achieved a lot in a short span of time.
Now Retzius with her first attempt at 4.25. Elegantly done by the Norwegian. So Sam, there is some confusion regarding what exactly is going on. It says European Games 2023 and it also says European Athletics Team Championships 2023. What exactly is this? And do the winners get any medals?
Yes, both individual and team medals will be awarded at the end of the championship. So what happened was, European Athletics and European Olympic Committee decided to add the European Athletics Team Championships to the European Games. I believe it's a one-off thing. In this new setup, there are 3 divisions, and the athletes with the best individual performances across all 3 divisions will be awarded medals. And you are also winning points for your team. But only members of the top 3 teams from Division 1 will be awarded team championship medals.
Meijer knocks the bar down on her first attempt at 4.25. We already know Shute cleared 4.70 in Division 2. So if no one beats her score today, she will be awarded a gold medal?
That's correct.
Thanks for the clarification. Murto is back with her second attempt at 4.25 meters. That's what her coach wants to see. A good clean vault.
Murto, high on the success of 2 back-to-back major championship wins. If she wins here today, it will be a clean sweep for her of all the 3 European championships.
Truly an amazing athlete. It would be a treat to watch her accomplish that. The new height, 4.40 meters. M&M, Murto and Meijer sharing a light moment. It's always nice to see athletes socializing on the field.
I know of a particular top athlete who just lies down in one corner during a competition, while all the other athletes sit together. I know she is not there to make friends, but it comes across as very rude, especially since she also keeps winning all the time. It looks like she thinks she is too good to sit with them.
So the cameramen switched over to the other side where the Group B action is taking place, while there is some delay in setting up the new height of the bar in Group A. You just saw Eliane Viekemans of Belgium clear 4.10 meters. So now back to Group A as Murto attempts to clear 4.40 meters on her first attempt. Murto now beginning to find her rhythm. So who is this athlete you were talking about?
I prefer to not say her name.
Fair enough, but I think I know who you meant.
She's like poetry in motion. The way she plants the pole and launches herself into the air is a display of sheer athleticism. It's as if she's defying gravity.
Stefanidi with her first attempt at 4.40 meters. I wonder what coaches did before they had mobiles and tablets.
In the olden days, their eyes were the camera. The data was already stored in their memory, and they analyzed everything they saw in their mind to provide feedback to the athlete.
Now he looked like an old school coach, no mobile or tablet on him. So what do the old school coaches think of the new technology?
I'm sure they appreciate the contribution of technology in the development of the sport and the athletes.
Just a few more inches in distance and she would have cleared it. Chevrier attempting 4.40 meters. Her coach analyzing what went wrong. Chevrier getting her personal best of 4.71 in the recent Paris Diamond League where she finished second. The 23-year-old is a student of medicine at the University of Nice in France.
She had a decent run-up, but her plant didn't go as smoothly as anticipated. The pole failed to bend properly, resulting in insufficient height to clear the bar.
Svabikova attempting 4.40 meters. She will have to attempt that again.
Pole vaulting demands precise timing, and even the slightest error can lead to an unsuccessful jump. She'll need to regroup and refocus for her next attempt. Got plenty of height, but not enough distance on that vault.
Almost like a replay of Bruni's last attempt. Moser with her first attempt at 4.40 meters. Very popular athlete, the Swiss star. Enjoys a healthy following on social media with almost 100,000 followers on Instagram. And a good, clean, confident vault by the Swiss as she kicks off her campaign to win this competition.
She hasn't been at her best since she became the European indoor champion in 2021. She's had trouble planting the pole, and many times you saw her pole slip out of the plant box. I hope her coach has worked out the issues. So far, she has looked good.
Retzius. And another comfortable clearance by the Norwegian. Not many know this, but Retzius has a twin brother. Meijer skips 4.25 and decides to have a go at 4.40 meters. And she does not succeed. Her coach working out what went wrong. This is almost like a copy-paste of her failed attempt at 4.25 meters. She keeps knocking down the bar with her quads. Let's see if she makes the same mistake again on her second attempt. Stefanidi with her second attempt at 4.40 meters. And no mistake this time by Stefanidi as she clears the bar with ease.
I hope we get to see more such vaults from her as the competition progresses. Now would be a great time for her to hit some form before the World Championships in August.
Chevrier with her second attempt. And the relief on her face says it all. The second attempt is probably the most stressful because the third one is do or die, and no one wants to be in that position, so all the more pressure to get the job done in the second attempt.
That's true. But pressure also brings out the best in some athletes.
Svabikova.
She was in complete control as she effortlessly cleared the bar. The height she achieved is remarkable, showcasing her exceptional strength and timing. It's a sight to admire.
Meijer with her second attempt at 4.40 meters. But since she did not clear 4.25 meters, this is technically her third and last attempt. She needs to get this right to stay in the competition.
Don't change anything, do exactly that.
And it's all over for the Swede as she lies on the mat disappointed. Pole vaulting requires a delicate balance between power and precision, and the margin between success and failure is quite narrow. Hopefully Meijer can put this behind her and come back better and stronger.
Some action from Group B as Jade Ive of Great Britain clears 4.25 meters. Bruni needs to get this one right to stay in the competition. And unfortunately for Bruni, this is the end of the competition for her as she becomes the second athlete to be eliminated.
Pole vaulting requires split-second timing, and even the smallest misstep can result in an unsuccessful attempt. Bruni is a feisty character known for her determination, but today things didn't quite go as planned. I wish her all the best for her next competition.
Her coach not hiding his emotions there. The bar is now at 4.50 meters. Murto ready for her first attempt at 4.50 meters. There is a bit of a hold-up. I think it's about the height. Murto finds it amusing. The bar is now in place, and Murto is ready to take on the new height. Murto dangles from the pole, as her first attempt is a failure.
From what I saw, it looked like the pole didn't bend properly, throwing off her rhythm and momentum.
Stefanidi in high spirits as she gets ready to attempt 4.50 meters. and it's not the result she wanted.
These failed attempts remind us that pole vaulting is a high-risk, high-reward sport. It takes immense skill, focus, and resilience to overcome the challenges and strive for success.
Chevrier with her first attempt at 4.50 meters.
Not a bad effort at all. From this angle, it looked like she got more than enough height there, just not enough momentum to take her away from the bar.
Got plenty of elevation, just needed a few more inches in distance as she knocks the bar over on her way down. In such situations, sometimes the bar stays, sometimes it gets dislodged. A little bit of luck would have helped. Svabikova. Everyone failing at this new height so far.
Both height and distance are important aspects of a successful vault. Athletes must aim for sufficient height to clear the bar comfortably while ensuring they cover enough distance to create a successful trajectory. Unfortunately, Svabikova did not get enough distance on that occasion.
Some action from Group B. How impressive is that score sheet? All first attempt clearances. Jade Ive of Great Britain pumped up. And a happy coach who is not looking at his tablet.
She soared over the bar with elegance and confidence. Her form was impeccable, showcasing the true artistry of pole vaulting.
Now back to Group A. Moser fails her first attempt at 4.50 meters. Retzius fails her first attempt at 4.50 meters. Retzius not getting enough distance on that vault. Some action from Group B. Amalie of Poland attempting 4.40 meters. Svabikova. And she becomes the first athlete to clear 4.50 meters, immaculately done by the Czech star. Interesting choice of outfit, loose shorts, I am no expert, but is there no possibility, not even the slightest, that it might influence the result of the vault?
I am sure she must have taken everything into consideration before picking her outfit. She wore the same outfit in Istanbul and won a bronze medal. I wouldn't question her choice.
Moser with her second attempt at 4.50 meters. And she gets it right this time. So far, we have not seen her dangling from the pole as we saw her struggle so many times last year.
She has looked very good so far. This is the best Moser I have seen in a while.
Murto on her third attempt at 4.50 meters. And she makes no mistake this time. We have seen how these pressure situations bring out the best of her.
She planted the pole, propelled herself upwards, and cleared the bar effortlessly. A perfect execution that showcased her mastery of the sport.
Stefanidi with her last attempt at 4.50 meters. And Stefanidi is out of the game now.
I already said she is not at her 100%. And you can see, neither she nor her coach is disappointed because they were expecting this to happen. Maybe it's just bad form, but it could also be fitness issues. Anyway, hope to see her best version in Budapest at the World Championships.
Now Chevrier, working on her pole as she gets ready for her third attempt at 4.50 meters. And her expression says it all. She almost had that.
Big disappointment for the young woman. She would have wanted to do well here after her splendid performance in Paris. When you are doing well, you want to continue doing well. Performances like these are like speed bumps. They slow you down and break your rhythm.
Just a little nudge there by her feet and the bar goes down. Some Group B action as Jade Ive of Great Britain clears 4.50 meters and achieves a new personal best. Retzius with her last attempt at 4.50 meters. And Retzius clears 4.50 meters on her third attempt. Impressive stuff by the Norwegian. She has already equaled her season best with this vault.
The pressure was on as she approached her final attempt. With a focused mindset, she sprinted down the runway, channeling all her energy into the jump. The pole bent flawlessly, launching her to new heights as she cleared the bar, securing a triumphant success. Well done by the young woman.
The bar now moves up to 4.60 meters. 4 athletes left in the game now: Murto, Moser, Retzius, and Svabikova. Murto ready to take on the new height. And it's a first attempt clearance by the European champion.
Murto took her position, her intense focus evident. She charged down the runway with incredible speed, and her plant was immaculate. The pole bent, and she propelled herself into the air to soar over the bar.
Svabikova with her first attempt at 4.60 meters. Svabikova will need to try again to clear this height.
Svabikova had a solid run-up, but her plant wasn't executed with the precision we usually see from her. The pole didn't bend properly, and unfortunately she couldn't generate enough height to clear the bar.
On your marks.
Moser with her first attempt at 4.60 meters. And she just runs through. Probably feeling the pressure in the final stages of this competition. Retzius. Retzius fails her first attempt.
The pole couldn't provide the necessary spring, and she fell short of clearing the bar. Frustration evident on the face of the young woman.
Svabikova with her second attempt. And it's a very good effort by the Czech as she clears 4.60 meters. She is looking good to finish in the top 3 here.
A flawless takeoff and strong plant propelled her to clear the bar with ease, earning her a successful vault.
Moser with her second attempt at 4.60 meters. And luck favoring Moser as the bar wiggles but stays in its place. As an athlete, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and Moser got plenty there.
A good effort there by the Swiss. She didn't take her eyes off the wiggling bar until she was sure it was going to stay in place. A good contest now building up in the final stages of this competition.
A big brush of her knee on the inside of the bar, and the bar wiggled, but with not enough momentum there to dislodge it from its location. Retzius with her second attempt at 4.60 meters. And it looks like she will not go for the third attempt as she waves at the crowd. A good effort by Retzius as she ends the competition equaling her season best. The new height is 4.65 meters. Can Murto get a first attempt clearance at the new height? Yes, she can. She is getting into her groove now.
Murto is all smiles and so is her coach. She performs the best under pressure. Determined and focused, she sprinted down the runway, soaring over the bar like a bird in flight. A flawless clearance by the European champion.
Svabikova. Will she be inspired by what she just saw and get her own first attempt clearance? Then that's it for her as she waves at the crowd and her coach. An excellent performance by the Czech star as she finishes third. So it's between another M now, Moser and Murto. Moser fails her first attempt at 4.65.
The pole didn't release properly from her grip, disrupting her momentum. With an incomplete extension, she couldn't generate enough upward force, causing her to graze the bar and knock it off.
Moser now with her second attempt at 4.65 meters. And she is left dangling on the pole. It's probably the worst position for a pole vaulter to be in.
This is the issue that has been plaguing her for some time now. We saw her do plenty of this in Istanbul. The pole does not bend and she is left dangling. It almost looked like a pole dance there.
And she decides not to take her third attempt at 4.65 meters. Her vault of 4.60 meters is the third best vault across all divisions, so she will be awarded a bronze medal for her performance. Well done by the Swiss champion. What do you think they are discussing, Sam?
Pole vaulters issues, I guess.
So, the new height is 4.71. If Murto clears this, she will be awarded a gold medal, if not a silver, since Tina Schutte has already cleared 4.70 meters in Division 2. And what an amazing effort there by the Finn to clear 4.71 meters on her very first attempt. She now wins a gold medal for herself as well as precious points for her team.
Another impressive vault by Murto. Her plant, executed with precision, provided the necessary spring as she soared over the bar.
Murto fails her two subsequent attempts at 4.76 meters. And now it's her third and last attempt. The championship record is 4.75 meters, held by Anna Rogowska of Poland. Can Murto set a new record here? Unfortunately not today, but the European champion adds another accolade to her long list of achievements by finishing first here. This is her third consecutive triumph at a European championship, after the European Championships at Munich in 2022 and the European Indoor Championships in Istanbul this year. What a performance and what an athlete.
Her fearlessness and commitment to pushing her limits were evident in every moment of her performance today. Well done by the Finn.
And with this, we bid adieu to our viewers. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you and bye.